maybe 60%, but it would be higher.
And I'm going to ask you again, just for the record, are you confident as a Chief Financial Officer of JPS, Mr. Douglas, that you and or your technical team did not fall into error in making these calculations?
We review these calculations thoroughly. They are also subject to review by the regulator. As far as I am concerned and have looked at the matter myself, there is no error in the calculation.
So you are 100% confident in your calculations?
Correct.
Mr. Douglas, there was no explicit communication with anyone in the executive of the government, no communication at all to your customers that this was coming. Do you think you owe the Jamaican people an apology?
Absolutely. To the extent, we certainly, any shock that, any price changes that is like this, which is undesired, which would have resulted on the average customer having a 15% bill. I think I certainly want to express my apology. I was sorry that this is something that I think should have been communicated much better than what we have done. And want to express my apology for that, because indeed this is something that should never have caught our customers by surprise.
The governing JLP says you should roll back the increases. Will you?
Here is how any shock that impacts our customers. This is something that it's something we are constantly obsessed about. As we speak, JPS is carrying costs relating to fuel matters that we are amortizing over time. This particular mechanism is something that we'll have to look at along with the OUR to see, given some of the feedback we've had, to see if we can work out a mechanism with the regulator to see if to put in some level of spread at these costs, given that they are so pointed, and the feedback we have had from our customers. Because indeed, we are here to serve our customers as best as we can. This particular mechanism is not within the domain of JPS, so to speak, but certainly we have thoughts around it, and in terms of how we can look to have this treated with differently. Can't give any commitments because it's not for us to decide upon. And we'll see, having consulted more firmly, which has already been initiated, we'll see if there's anything we can do that would find favor with our regulators in terms of coming up with a mechanism that we could look to spread some of this over a couple of months, until when demand comes back up, and more importantly, some of our customers whose wallets would have been depressed linked to barrel are in a better position to accommodate.
Mr. Douglas, you did not explicitly advise the Finance Ministry that the increases were coming, nor your customers. You did not. So I take it, did you advise the members of your board that this was coming?
This particular, the members of my board, I did not have a communication with the members of my board. I was not at our next board meeting will be in later on this month.
So you did not advise the board?
This was a well-kept secret, Mr. Douglas.
No, Mr. Hughes, this is not a well-kept secret.
But just for the record, you did not advise the board of JPS that, listen, this was coming down the pipe?
We have structured means of advising our board.
Yes.
They occur in terms of structured reports. I'll leave no further comment on this matter.
But given the fact that you're a monopoly, it's a particular industry, the country is so heavily reliant on it, you're the single player, how could you not, advise your board of such a hit that was coming for your customers? You don't have to have a board meeting to do that.
The the hit that is coming, so to speak, as you have framed it, is not something that is observable at the outset, because there are a lot of moving parts in terms of what the effective demand is going to be. You don't know that until after the end. You don't know exactly what the bills are going to be from your power producers. So it's not something, in essence, that it's predictable in absolute terms.
Do you retain the confidence of the board?
I will not comment on that. This is probably something for the board to comment on.
But you know that members of your board are very, very unhappy that they heard about this, like the rest of us, on the news, in social media.
I am not personally aware, thank you.
You're not aware that they're unhappy? You have not been advised? You have not been asked to explain how this could have happened without your board being advised?
What I can say is that what I do know our CEO and former and chairman, who would have been the acting CEO at the time, would have kept in constant dialogue with our board on matters surrounding the business. I do not explicitly if this particular matter was discussed with the board. I do not maintain that direct dialogue with the board.
Thank you very much, Vernon Douglas. He's the Chief Financial Officer at the Jamaica Public Service Company. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Cliff. Thank you very much, Ricardo.
You're welcome.
And I imagine a lot of Jamaicans are asking that simple question this afternoon. How come? How come? The headlines are next.